Heroes are an inspiring group of people, every one of them, from the larger-than-life comic book heroes you see on the big silver screen to the everyday heroes that let us live the privileged lives we do. Every hero has a story to tell. The doctor saving lives at your local hospital, the war veteran down the street who risked his lives for our freedom, the police officers and firefighters who risk their safety to ensure ours. Every hero is special and every story worth telling, but there is one class of heroes that I think is often ignored. The entrepreneur, the creator, the producer, the ones who look at the problems in this world and think to themselves, you know what? I can fix that. I can help people, and I can make a difference. Then they go out and do exactly that by creating a new product or introducing a new service. Some go on to change the world, others make a world of difference to their customers. Welcome to The Hero Show. Join us as we pull back the masks of the world's finest heropreneurs and learn the secrets to their powers, their success, and their influence, so you can use those secrets to attract more sales, make more money, and experience more freedom in your business. I'm your host, Richard Matthews, and we are on in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to The Hero Show. My name is Richard Matthews. I am on line with Dmitrii Kustov. Dmitry, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Glad to have you here. For those of you who are regular watchers of the show, I am back in an RV park with no cell service, so I'm back at the beach. You know, here's my my office view for the day. Don't have my cool studio here at the beach, but anyways, what I want to do is introduce Dmitry real quick, and then we'll get started talking about what it is that he does and his story. So, Dmitry, you were declared the SEO Rockstar by the American Marketing Association. And you've significantly increased the online presence of brands through custom digital marketing campaigns and innovative content marketing techniques. Let's see, you're also the Internet Marketing Director at Regex SEO, and your work has appeared, Regex SEO. Yeah. Your work has appeared on Moz, RankWatch, SEMrush, HackerNoon, UpCity, Business Innovator Radio, Small Biz Bonfire, and many other profile marketing platforms. So why don't you start off and tell us a little bit about what your business is like now? What is it that people come to you for? Why do they hire your company?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And yes, I am the founder, and now I am a Internet Marketing Director at Regex SEO. We are based out of Houston. We have a couple offices in different cities in Austin and a couple other ones. So we are a full digital marketing strategy, digital marketing agency. We specialize in SEO specifically, custom marketing campaigns, and everything which is really related to marketing, from SEO to social media to email marketing to even web design, branding, and more. And kind of the whole idea is that we start from ground zero. If you have never had any presence online at all, even if you don't have a website, if you don't have any marketing strategy, we kind of take you from that ground zero and go with you as far and as high as you would like to go.
How long have you been doing that kind of work?
Well, professionally, it's been about 7 to 8 years. And first, I have started when I was still in college. And that, if we count that, then it's been almost 12 years now.
Awesome. And you said you're a managing partner of Regex?
Yes. Yes, I am a managing partner. Yes.
So you have, do you have other business partners that you work with in that company?
Right. Yeah, it's 3 of us. And to give you a little bit of a backstory. So I founded Regex in 2015, late 2015. And I was kind of was on my own. And I am by training and by experience an SEO guy, more like a technical guy. I do also development and things like that. And I needed help with design and sales. And 2 of my friends in 2017, they decided to open their own company and they would be specializing in design. And so one of the guys, he's designer, and another guy, he is in sales. And they kind of reached out to me to basically outsource the SEO work to me. And while I would be outsourcing design work to them. Well, we kind of talked back and forth, and at that point we decided, well, why not to combine the strengths of ours, and that's when we decided to merge, and that's how it is now. So yeah, I'm the technical guy, another partner is a designer, and the third partner is sales and business development.
And at this point, how big is your team entirely with all of your employees and staff and that kind of stuff?
Right. So right now we have 14 people in-house and probably around 30 or 40 like freelancers and people who we use on project basis.
So you have quite a large team that you work with now. Is that been an interesting transition going from a small business to having a team of something like, what did you say, almost 60 people that you work with?
Pretty much overall, yeah, it's almost like 60 people. It surely is very different, yes, and it's even though it's fun, the difficulties, the problems, the whole approach kind of changes. Right? Whenever you are by yourself, everything is on you, and you don't really have to kind of talk to anybody. All decision making is very straightforward. Just throw it up and there you go. And now it's a completely different situation. I have managers who work under me. They have people who work under them. And then we have freelancers, contractors, and so on and so on. So it's very different, that's for sure. But it's still fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting place to be in your business when it's grown to that point. So what I want to talk to you about a little bit is your origin story, right? Every hero has an origin story. It's where you started to realize that you were different. Maybe you had superpowers and maybe you could use them to help other people. Right? Where did you make this discovery that you wanted to be in SEO and more particularly start a business in that space?
Right. How did I start in SEO? That was pretty much just a pure chance situation. By training, my actual education is in web development and programming. So I've been doing that for quite some time, and I started looking for new jobs. I moved to Houston and I started looking for new jobs. There was an ad and they were looking for a PHP developer. When I came in there for the interview, they said, we do look for a developer, but the one who specializes in SEO. I have never heard that term before. And at the end of the day, basically what they were looking for was a SEO specialist. And they kind of gave me an ultimatum to learn SEO in a couple months or to be fired. So that was something I have never had to deal with before. And, I just dove in, how they say it, head first. And in about 6 months, I was running their whole internet marketing department. Just, power through it. And ever since then, I am in marketing.
Just learn the skill. So how did you make the transition from being someone who had a job to someone who created a business?
Right. So I've been working for that company for some time. And the biggest differences, I guess, the things I did not like the most were in the way we were kind of selling SEO. And that's unfortunately a very common thing to do in SEO industry. Whenever SEO is being sold as packages, right? Somebody comes into SEO agency and they're being offered like choose from 3 plans. And the whole idea is very weird to me, because if you're a dentist and a lawyer, how can you be doing the same marketing, the same activities, the same type of things for a dentist and for a lawyer? So at that point, it became a question.
Yeah, that makes
it needs
sense.
to be all custom. It needs to be custom approach. It needs to be very different from what the SEO industry is used to. And that's how I decided, well, I just gonna go and try it on my own, since the management at that company did not agree with me. And so just decided to start it, and that's it.
So when was that? When did you make that decision to start your own company?
It was end of 2015, and officially I got incorporated, or like opened the actual company on paper in March 2016.
So 3 to 4 years, and you've gone from just yourself to 40 people and a couple of partners and offices in a few cities?
Yes. In the beginning, it was kind of quite a slow process, that's for sure. The growth we had after the merge has been tremendous, and I'm very glad, very thankful for meeting those guys, for knowing those guys. And the growth was kind of almost exponential if you do it over the years.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what I want to talk about next is your superpowers. And I want to talk specifically about you and what you bring to the company, right? So what is it that you do or build or offer this world that helps solve problems for people, that really helps slay this world's villains? What is it that you bring to the table, bring to Regex, that really is like your own personal superpower?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, at the end of the day, I am in marketing, right? So my actual job, what I'm here for, is to create the best marketing solution for people. And as I said before, it's 3 partners, and I'm the only one who had some background in marketing. So that's a unique thing which I do bring to the place. And what I also, I'm very analytical. My education is in mathematics. So all that programming I was talking about earlier, it's all based on mathematics. My actual degree is in applied mathematics. So I look at everything from an analytical point of view. And in marketing, most of decisions are based on numbers, or at least they should be, right? If some kind of strategy, if some kind of approach doesn't work, well, in that case, we should not be wasting money and putting more and more into it, and rather just look at the data and analyze everything and see what is the marketing channel that brings the most return on investment, ROI. And I think that's kind of, I wouldn't call it a superpower, but it's something that how I differentiate myself, I guess. It's not about feelings. It's not about this is what I think. It's more about here's the data, parse through it, think through it, and there you go.
So I have a question for you, just a thought that I've been having. Me and one of my business partners have been talking about. You have different marketing channels, and you have some of them that produce an ROI and some of them that don't. And then you have in the selection of channels that produce an ROI, some of them produce really high ROIs and some of them produce low ROIs. And one of the contentions that I have is that a lot of businesses will look at 3 or 4 different marketing channels and say 3 of them are producing an ROI. They'll kill all of them except the one that's producing the best ROI. And I always am asking, like, why would you kill the marketing channel that's producing an ROI at all, right? If it's producing a return on investment, even if it's lower than the other one, it's still producing an ROI. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
Right. That question is being asked all the time here. And the answer usually is it depends on the budget. So if you have a very limited budget, a couple $1,000s, very small budget for the industry, in that case, it makes more sense to just get the most out of your buck in the beginning kind of thing, and get the most sales, the most return in the beginning, and then take that money which you are getting from the best performing channel and start investing in other channels. Now, if your budget does allow, we always recommend, in fact, going after all of the channels. And if your budget even allows that, then you might want to invest in the channels, in the marketing channels, which are not getting any ROI. And here is why. Pretty much that's for brand recognition. There are people who are, let's say, as funny as it is, not everybody is on social media, right? So if you found out before that everything, the best performing channel is social media, and I'm going to just concentrate on that, well, you're missing out on a chunk of audience which has never had social media. So you kind of need to go and not to put all the eggs in one basket. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, it's really dependent on the budget. If you can, go for all of them. If you can't, then just pick the best one, generate results, and then kind of reinvest.
That's sort of where I come down on it as well, is, as many as you can, and as money overflows in one, start putting them into the next ones, and really help grow your business that way. Right. So the other side of superpowers are your fatal flaws, right? So Superman has his kryptonite. Batman's not actually a superhuman. So my question is, what has something that has held your business back over the years that you've had to work on or have struggled with? What is it, and what have you been doing to help overcome that in your business growth so other people who struggle with something similar might learn from you?
Right. There are a couple of things which we are kind of still figuring out. And one of the biggest ones was, and a little bit still is just getting the right people. I started on my own. The decision process is very simple. You are responsible for yourself, and that's it. Now, whenever you start expanding, it's all about finding right people for the right price. We're still a pretty small company. We don't have so much money that we can just waste $100,000 a year on somebody's salary. And then, if it didn't work out, well, oh well, right? So that still is a very, very important topic for us, how to find those right people, right folks. And we want them to feel comfortable. We want them to enjoy working with us. And we don't want them to not produce any results either. So that's one of the major parts of it. And then another one, which again is very much related to the growth of the business, especially rapid growth, is just setting up systems in place. When I was by myself, I had probably under 10 clients, and pretty much like Gmail and Google Sheets. And that's all I needed for everything, from my accounting to my task boards to everything. And then now when we have so many people and then several levels of management, it needs to be all set up in such a way that whenever somebody leaves or somebody new comes on board, that it's fairly easy to train them, fairly easy to kind of add them to the workflow without breaking the whole thing. So that's one of the probably two major things which we are still improving on. And in terms of personal one, I think it comes down to organization. I'm kind of a procrastinator by nature, I guess. So I have to overcome that quite a bit, just keeping myself organized, keeping myself on time and things like that. Just have to force yourself.
Do you have any tips for finding good people?
I don't know if I have a good tip.
Not yet anyways, haven't figured it out.
So fortunately for us, it has worked out the way that we try to hire young, bright folks who are either right out of the college, or even if they never even went to college, they are very self-motivated, right? So we kind of give them the opportunity to grow with us. And they start at the bottom. They start with smallest tasks, the simplest tasks. And we tell them pretty much kind of figure it out on your own. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. But there is no like a thick manual we can give you and just follow the steps. And fortunately, it has worked out for us. That's how we hired pretty much everybody in the office. They come in fresh. They kind of figure it out on their own. We help them as much as we can, and they grow with the company. The guys who started with us in the beginning as pretty much like interns, they are managers now. So that's what worked out for us.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I want to talk a little bit about your clients, right? And the common enemy that you guys fight against, right? So when you bring on a new client, if you have a magic wand that you sort of waved and could magically remove something from their life, from their thinking, from whatever it is they're doing in their marketing, that you could just 10x their results a lot faster if they didn't struggle with this, what would that be?
There are a couple things. One of the most frustrating things we come across is just not understanding the value of marketing. Some people come to us and it's like, why do we have to pay you so much? I kind of can do it myself. It's not worth it to me. And it's very discouraging. And it's also, well, not true. If anybody who has been in the marketing industry or have been doing marketing overall, you kind of know how much time and effort it takes. And sometimes it's difficult to explain. Yeah, it's difficult to explain to people who are not in that industry, who do not really understand the value of it. And, at some point we kind of just had to get those clients because we needed the cash flow, and we kind of had to power through it. Nowadays, fortunately, we can pick and choose a little bit. So that helps as well. Whenever somebody comes in, we spend good 2-3 hours just talking to them, chatting with them. And if it doesn't sound like they understand the value of marketing, well, at that point, it's going to be a waste of time and money on everybody's end. We do our best, but we had some clients we had produced with like triple their ROI, and they come back and it's like, well, this is not enough. We have expected way more than that.
Run into that before.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the bigger problems. And then another one I would say is relying on data rather than feelings. As I mentioned before, I am that person which would just take data over anything else. And unfortunately, many clients, especially when they are kind of like a solo entrepreneurs, or when they have a lot invested in their business as a personal baby kind of thing, well, at that point, it becomes difficult to make rational decisions because it is their baby, right? Like we can show them, well, data shows this, don't do it or do that. And they have such an emotional connection, they can't part ways. And that would be another thing which, if possible, we would just cut the line and that's it, just get rid of that.
Cut the line, just remove it. Yeah, that's a common thing that I see. And I've definitely run into clients before who are like, you provide an amazing ROI, and they're like, it's not what I wanted. I wanted a 1,000,000% ROI. And we're like,
right.
You're not talking in reality.
Yeah.
So the other side of that, if that's what you fight against, is the stuff that you fight for, right? Your driving force. Just like Spider-Man fights to save New York, or Batman fights to save Gotham, or Google fights to categorize all the world's information. What is it that you guys at Regex fight for?
At the end of the day, it's delivering great results. It's making sure that the SEO industry, that the marketing industry is not being perceived as snake oil salesmen. Unfortunately, because of a lot of scam, probably around 10-15 years ago, SEO industry has still that aftertaste of that. And we are making sure that everything we do is, well, first of all, it's professional, and then that we can change the mind of that we're not just snake oil salesmen, that we are not just doing some things because just to take your money, right? It's all data driven, it's all result based. And of course, it's about results. We want businesses to grow. It's one of the best feelings whenever we can take a fresh company, like a brand new company, and develop them from $0 to a multi-million-dollar company over, of course, time. It has happened before as well. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, so probably those two things.
That's awesome. And it seems to me like you guys one of the reasons I love marketing businesses in particular is your business is like built on the ripple effect, that anytime you have a positive impact in your client's business, that then goes on to have a positive impact on all of their clients, which is I think is very cool.
Course. Yeah, absolutely. And as we always say, to our clients, you grow, we grow. And that's how it is. The more money they make, the more money they can invest in marketing, the more money the more they can expand. And therefore there is more work for us. There is more things for us to do. So yeah, that's how we go about it. We don't want to just take your money and run. We want to help the businesses grow.
So that brings me to my next topic, which I wanted to bring up something we talked about earlier. And this is your hero's tool belt, right? Maybe you have a big magical hammer like Thor, or a bulletproof vest like your neighborhood police officer, or maybe you just really love how Evernote helps you organize your thoughts. All right, so I'm curious what you guys use. You mentioned project management was something that you guys have been working on and growing. What are some of the tools you use to really manage and work with a business your size?
Right. I don't think we have a hero as some kind of like a mascot. It's all about just hard work. And in terms of tools we use, there are quite a bit of them we utilize. So for all of our SEO stuff, we use a platform called SEMrush. I don't know if you have ever heard of it. We do use Ahrefs. We do use Ahrefs for backlink building purposes. We utilize a lot of Google Sheets because quite a few things of ours are custom, and Google Sheets probably provides the easiest way to kind of combine many different things into one.
You can automate a lot of stuff with Google Sheets too.
Right. Yeah. There's Google Data Studio we use a lot. Let's see. And then for project management, we are still in the process of discovery. We have been using Asana. We have been using T-Sheets for all time related tracking. And now we are exploring this new tool called Acello. We just, like today, we had a demo with them, and it seems so far so good. We just need to find out if it's a good fit for us. But yeah, there are a lot of tools. For email marketing, we use SendGrid. For all of our websites, most of them are actually custom. So we don't use like a WordPress or anything like that. We develop it from scratch. And what we are trying to do, whatever tool we use, we really making sure that it has some type of API which we can utilize in order to pull all of the data that tool provides and be able to pull it into reports, into other things.
Into data that you can show your customers.
Yes.
So I'm curious, because this seems like something you may have run into a couple of times over the growth of your business. And it's, when is the right time to make a big tool change? Like, for instance, you're talking about moving your project management from Asana to Othello or whatever you called it. Acello. How do you sort of make that decision internally where you're saying, we're going to take the time and effort to learn a new program, transition all of our stuff over here, and move something to a new tool? Is there something about like we're hitting limitations with current tools, or it's not working for us? What is sort of the catalyst to change something as big as like a project management tool or other tools you're using for your business?
Right. As you said just now, it is about hidden limitations. And then also what we are trying to do as we are expanding, because we are expanding so quickly, we are kind of trying to future-proof as well. And the catalyst is usually a suggestion or a complaint or a phone call from a client or potential client, and they ask something, hey, can I see this, or why do you guys not do that? And it kind of just starts off that chain reaction for us, and we start exploring and trying to make sure that we are answering and satisfying all the needs which we need now, but at the same time we're trying to future-proof so that whenever we expand even more, whenever we hire more guys, it's all very much streamlined. And we don't take those types of decisions, the bigger decisions, lightly. It's going to take us a couple months to make sure that if we do switch, then that tool provides everything for us. And that's pretty much about everything. As long as it's not cheap, and as long as it's going to take quite a bit of time for us to research, and if we mess up, then it's going to affect us a lot. Yeah, we do not take those decisions lightly. It takes months.
Yeah. I know it's pretty common to make decisions like, okay, where are we doing our project management, or where are we doing our automations, right? Is it ActiveCampaign or is it Infusionsoft? And we're going to, anytime you make a decision to move your whole business from one platform to another like that, it's really difficult. And I imagine it's a lot more difficult when you are the size you are, right? When you have, 15, 16 staff in-house and 60 plus people all working with these systems.
Right.
It's a big deal to change something like that. So thanks for your thoughts on that.
Yeah, of course.
The Hero Show will be right back.
Are you tired of trying to write webinars that don't consistently convert? How would you like to have a webinar that effortlessly created sales in your online business? You can. Introducing the Webinar Alchemy Workshop. Webinar Alchemy Workshop is an online masterclass that will help you write incredibly persuasive webinars for your online courses quickly and easily. Using what you learn in this class, you can build a webinar that educates your entire audience while still creating sales. For a limited time, you can purchase this masterclass for only $7, and you'll get the exact framework I've personally used to help my clients sell more than $1 million worth of online coaching and training just over the last year. Simply text the word alchemy, ALCHEMY, to 444999, and I'll send you all the details.
The music is by Purple Planet Music. Visit www.purple-planet.com. And now, back to the show.
So my next question here is about your own personal heroes, right? So this, Frodo had Gandalf, Luke had Obi-Wan Kenobi, Robert Kiyosaki had his rich dad. Who were some of your heroes? Were they real life mentors? Were they speakers or authors? Were they peers who were just a few years ahead of you? And how important were they to what you guys have accomplished so far in your business?
I don't think I have a personal hero. I have been asked that question several times. And, I don't really have like a real life mentor who I would go to with any question. What I usually say is that my mentor is YouTube and internet. And, that's just what it was.
I love YouTube.
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, whenever I got hired as a developer and got basically given like 2 months to figure out the whole SEO thing, all it was is just lots of internet research, lots of YouTube videos, and there are, nowadays you can find everything on the internet. So that's what I do always. Whenever I have some kind of question, I'm not trying to find somebody. I just go and Google it, go research it, test it if I can. There are, of course, people who are really good at what they do in the industry, and I just hadn't had a chance, I guess, to meet them, to become friends with them, even though I guess I try to a certain extent. But yeah, I don't think there is anybody who is a personal hero of mine in like that.
That makes a lot of sense, right? Sometimes you just got to put your nose to the grindstone and make it happen.
Right.
So
yeah. And as you just said yourself, it's all about, I don't have a personal hero. What I kind of say, which is in the same lines, is that my heroes are the guys who work here, right? Without them, this would not happen. So at the end of the day, it's getting right people in office who really enjoy what they do and just have a good head on their shoulders.
Yeah, right. I know my business has been growing, and the couple of people I have on staff are incredible, and I don't know how I could do any of the things that I do without them. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's a good place to be. So Last question. Let's bring it home for our listeners. Top 1 or 2 principles or actions you use and follow every day that help contribute to the success and growth of your company that maybe you wish you'd known when you started out.
Right. Let's see. There are a couple things which I kind of believe, I guess, in, and all it is just perseverance and improvement over time. So, when I started on my own, it's kind of, I've had a couple moments where I would be, I guess, lazy to a certain extent. And it's like, yeah, I can do this task tomorrow. I can, skip this for another day or something like that. And who knows where I would be now if I did not skip those tasks. It would take extra hour or something like that. And even though in the beginning it was a 16-hour working days, pretty much 7 days a week, well, we might have been a 40 people in-house company now instead of 14, who knows. And another thing is just improvement over time. And at the end of the day, if things are not improving, then in the business world, you are not getting better. What this means is that pretty much every action we take, every decision we make, we try to make sure that it's going to take our company, it's going to take our overall performance toward the right direction. And the same thing applies for our clients. If it's not really working, if data tells us that the things are not going right way, we just make sure that we do not keep doing those things. I think, I forgot who said that, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different result. So that's what it is for me. Yeah. I think those are two main things.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dmitry. I really appreciate you coming on to the show today. Last question, where can people go to find you if they are looking for someone who does what you do? And more importantly, what is the ideal type of client to reach out and talk to you?
Okay. All right. So that's a very simple question. Our website is regexseo.com. And you simply go to our website and give us a call or fill out a contact form, and we'll go from there. If you would like to chat with me personally, you can always reach me at Dmitry@regexseo.com. That's my email. Or on Twitter or LinkedIn, my handle is Digital Spaceman. It's at Digital Spaceman. And it's fairly easy to remember. We are in Houston. It is a space city. It's all about rockets and space exploration and stuff. So that's why Spaceman. And digital is because, well, we are in the world of digital marketing. Again, it's regexseo.com, and my personal Twitter and LinkedIn handle is at Digital Spaceman.
Okay, thank you very much, Dmitry. Really appreciate you coming on the show today. It was an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Do you have any final thoughts for us before we hop off?
All right. Well, thank you, Richard, for having me. And I hope to talk to you soon again. And we'll see you next time.